Praise God.
Every day, people are going to battles and come back strong.
So today we are going to have our ITESTIFY episode 9.
We have one of our very own telling a story.
She's going to tell us how she underwent some challenges in campus and how God enabled her to overcome them. So I'll be your host, Rachel Sao.
And I'll be your co-host, Elisha.
I take this opportunity to let our guest introduce herself, to tell us more about herself and anything you like doing, maybe what are your preferences, your hobbies, ambitions. Just tell us more about yourself.
Okay. Praise God. I'm Juliah from Kakamega. I'm a fourth year by the grace of God. I take BA in literature. I'm glad that I have come to testify what the Lord has done to me and to narrate the odd part of my life here in campus, the experiences that I've gone through. And I'd like to share with you, maybe to encourage someone out there who might have undergone the same. I like reading. I take literature actually, so I like reading mostly the Bible and any other literary work.
Okay, that's nice. So this will be our guest and we'll take a short break. We'll be right back with the full story. Welcome back. We still have our guest Julie. So Julie, I wanted you to briefly explain or you elaborate how you joined campus and which course you are taking and tell us more about what happened in your campus life.
Okay, I joined PU, that was in 2017, August. Yeah, and I came to take BA literature actually. So that time I really wanted to take education in English and literature, but when we tried to change the course, it was not that possible because I was already late and I was told maybe I differ, but I was not that much willing to differ. So I just had to take that course because the time had already gone. And I could even blame myself because I was not willing to take that course and I would maybe utter negatives about it. But I came to accept myself and I just took it the way that was.
So there are people out there who think that the course they are doing are not sweet for them and they think that maybe they had a higher grade and this course they are doing, it's unfair to them and they think that it has no market out there. How would you advise them?
Okay, for me taking BA in literature was not my interest. It was not even a passion for me. Yeah, and I found it so hard to accept it. But after I went to consult the COD of my department, that is the literature and linguistics, she actually told me that BA is so broad, like it can compared to education, it can offer you so many, I don't know how I can say it. Yeah, advantages or chances as compared to education that you are just specific to teaching alone. And she told me that not even all people are here to take education. Yeah, so advantage to take that BA as even if I can take it to the higher, even if I take to the higher education, like taking the masters in that department, in that course. So I found it maybe it could be so. So I accepted and I pursued the course until I'm now for the year. I'm happy.
So you'll tell people out there that it doesn't matter the course you're doing. What matters is out there are a lot of opportunity chasing anyone who is educated.
Yeah, she told me that first of all get the degree first. Yeah, and then the opportunities will come by themselves. Don't judge what you are taking negatively. Yeah.
So people out there, we tell you that take your course with positivity, and out there are chances looking for people who have degrees. So whatever you're doing, do it with passion, and with the grace of God, you'll get opportunities out there. So Julie, I want you to take us through the second year part, and you tell us what happened in the second year. You've already accepted your course and you're coping well with your life. What happened afterwards?
Okay, after getting done with the first year, that was the time when we went home, and then when we resumed for second year 2.1, it was, I remember clearly, it was on September 16. So my friend, I had a friend of mine whom we took the same course, and that time we were taking supplementary exams. So she called me while at home and requested me that, Julie, I have gotten the three supplementaries, and that time we are having 8 units. So she had 3 units out of that. 3 units with supplementary. So she told me she had the difficult time to do them all. So she requested me as a friend to help her sit for one of her supplementary exam. And maybe unknowingly or knowingly I accepted, because maybe she was just a friend. I didn't know that it was that bad. So I just accepted and I came back and helped her with the examination. Little did I know the consequences that would define me later.
Okay, so here comes a friend, and a friend tells you to help her sit for a supplementary exam, and you are there accepting the offer. So how did you take it, as in your first year? Didn't you have that fear that how will I take an exam for another person, or how will I do it? So what was your take on that?
Okay, I can't say that I was so daring. Maybe I was so bold, but like maybe that sympathy that I had, like maybe a friend, and how she pleaded with me, yeah, requesting that like she can't, she has the difficulty of the unit, that even though she may sit for it, she could still fail. So I had that sympathy to take it for her. Yeah, it was not that I was so daring. Even I was in a tense mode in the examination too, but I managed to do it without being caught. I know it was bad.
Okay, so how did you do it? As in, people go there with the exam cards and all that. So did you use her credentials?
She gave me her credentials, she gave me her school ID, and she gave me her examination card. Exam card.
Okay, and as you are passing through the gate doing the exam, you have to show those things. So did you manage to show them, and was there any suspicion from the officers, the security officers?
No, the supplementary exam is not like the main exam. So we had only one supervisor. Yeah, that time. So the supervisor actually came. Yeah, he came, but he was not so concerned. He was not so keen with the credentials. So I found it easy just to get into the examination, and I did.
Okay, so after doing that exam, and how was it, by the way?
The exam was easy because I had gotten an A in that unit, so I didn't even revise for it, and I did it for her, and she passed.
Okay, so after doing that exam for her, here you've helped a friend. What were the consequences? Obviously, in anything you do in life, there are consequences you face. So what were they, and how did you take them?
So that was September, yeah, of 2.1. Remember, we have not begun the semester. We just came to do the supplementary exams. So I'm done with the exam. So and then that was September. Then in October, she calls me. Like that unit, I remember the doctor that she's still even in this pay, but I will not mention her. So the doctor of that unit called her, and she went to see her in her office. That was the time when the lecturer asked her that if the exam that she had done, because she was having 3 units. So she took the first papers that she had done herself and the one that I had done to her and compared. The handwriting was not the same. So she asked, are you sure that you are the one who did this exam? And maybe out of fear, I don't know what she responded because I was not there. She said that she was the one who did. But the lecturer, I think, was so keen. So she kept on following on that issue. She found out that she is not the one who did the exam, so she was forced to tell the truth. And akaniseti venye aliitishiwa kwa sababu lecturer alimpeleka kwa nini huko kwa disciplinary, akaambiwa asipotaja huyo mtu mwenye alimfanyia anamuexpel. So I think this girl, out of that fear, akadhani akinitaja she will not be expelled. Venye alinitaja huko, nikaitwa pia mimi, nikapigiwa simu. Sasa ile unajua ni Oktoba inaelekea Novemba, so tunakaribia exams za December. Mimi nilikuwa library nasoma, nikaona tu ni call na ni lecturer ananipigia tu, where can you come to office number. So nikaenda. Sasa huyo msichana ndo after lecturer kukata simu, msichana kanipigia kaniambia kuna namba nimepeana huko, ukipigiwa usishike. Nikamuuliza mbona? Ati kuna makosa ya hiyo unit, lecturer amerealize si mimi nilifanya, so utaitwa huko na ukifika huko ukatae, usikubali. So unajua msichana ameniset nilimfanyia exam, alafu ananiambia nikiulizwa nisikubali. Sasa mimi nilikuwa nisha receive the call, nimeaccept, ameniambia niende kwa I don't know what was awaiting me. Mimi nikaenda kwa hiyo disciplinary panel huko juu.
Before you continue, yeah. I would like to ask, so after you have been called by the panel, so the panel was consisting of lecturers or?
Yeah, okay. All the disciplinary committees and the lecturer who was in charge of that unit. Sasa after there, nikakutana na lecturer huko, nikaingia, nikaulizwa kwa panel, nikaulizwa, is this you, did you sit for an examination for this student on this data there, the unit itself? Sasa kwa sababu kuna mtu nilikuwa nimeconsult before that time, kuna msichana alikuwa ameniambia hiyo at history na nini na exam tunaweza pewa academic warning. Sasa mimi nikaenda kuuliza hiyo time, kulikuwa na rafiki yangu, nikamuuliza, akasema wewe ukienda huko just accept. So nikaenda kwa panel nikaulizwa. Yeah, then when they asked me, I considered. Nikamwambia it's true, I did. So from there tukaambiwa you will come back siku fulani. I went. That was November. Yeah, I think November had begun. So when we came back, the disciplinary committee wakatuambia tuende tuandike letter and everything how it began hadi nikamfanyia. So mimi nikachukulia light. I went and did what they said and I took it back then. That was November in the middle. Remember, I'm still attending classes, I'm doing assignments, everything I'm doing, knowing that I'm still on the session. Kumbe huko the meeting venye wana chair, hawajatutolea hiyo judgment tujue ni nini tuna punishment gani tunapewa. So that was December, ndo tunapigiwa simu tena, tukaitwa tukaenda kwa panel and we were told that tukapewa the expulsion letters.
Before you continue, yeah. I would like to ask, so so your friend here unamsaidia, you have not asked for anything, and anakuja anakuambia amepeana namba yako kwa lecturer na you deny everything. So how did you feel? Did you feel that this is not a true friend, as in this friend has betrayed me, or how did you take it? Because you just helped this friend.
Yeah, because it was out of my will and it was out of the sympathy I had for her after explaining everything. Like, anapata ugumu wa kufanya unit. Mimi nikasema na huruma zangu nikamfanyia hiyo. Na kumbe naenda kuniseti huko. Kwa sababu maybe kama angekuwa anataka kuniokoa, hangenitaja huko, labda angekufa peke yake. But alinibetray. So I had to take it the way it was.
So when
I went to the panel, nili accept, nikasema I did. kwa sababu kuna time tulikuwa tumefunzwa ati you should be honest. Sasa nikasema wewe, alafu nifike huko nikatae, alafu ipatikane ni ukweli, alafu nilikuwa nishaonewa na wengine ukikataa alafu ipatikane ni ukweli. Sasa hiyo ndio sasa expulsion, na kumbe hata anyway it happened hivyo.
This friend has betrayed you and you feel like, why did I do this? Did you regret what you did to this friend? And how was the relationship with the friend after the incident or after you went to the panel?
Definitely I did. Yeah, I felt like she had betrayed me, and I just thought of ending my relationship with her. Yeah, kwa sababu alikuwa amenihurt sana. Alafu that time ananiambia kwanza, hey, mimi naenda tu kufungua biashara, sirudi shule kusoma. Sasa unajua that time tumepewa expulsion sisi wote. And then mimi like I was so naive, still like sijielewi, I'm still young. I'm here first year. Nimemaliza tu second year, so I don't know what I will do outside there kwa sababu I'm now forced to walk out of school. Remember? So I was like, hata kama niyo biashara ya nasema naenda kufanya, mimi I can't do anything. But all in all, siku like nikaachana naye, nikasema I won't talk to her. But later tukapewa hiyo period of 14 days to appeal for expulsion, maybe if we can be reduced to suspension. Yeah, we were told to appeal to the vice chancellor. So she kept on looking for me. Akaniambia, I've changed my mind. Maybe if I want to do my business, I can still also just apply at least to pay a suspension so that we can go sisi wote. So I went, tukaenda kwa sababu alikuwa na rafiki yake mwingine. That time I can't even appeal better. So she looked for a friend who wrote a letter for us to appeal to the panel. So the friend wrote everything and gave us. We presented that that appeal, but it was rejected. Yeah. So we were told we were given another period of 14 days again. That is 2 weeks. And then this is November. It's already in December, and the exams are approaching. So I was attending the classes the same time, appealing to the panel. I don't know what would come after, and I had not shared this with any other, even the friends that I was staying with in the hostel. I was staying in another hostel outside the school. So when it came later, when we took that appeal and it was rejected for the first time, it's when I decided to share with one of my friends, the roommate I was staying with, and I told her, kwa sababu yeye alikuwa anafanya English Literature Education na mimi BA, so we could share some units. So tulikuwa tunakuja na yeye, nikamwambia, by the way, I've been keeping silent for this. Acha tu nikwambie, mimi kama naenda shule, maybe I won't, nisitamaliza like, kwa sababu kuna makosa nilifanya na nikapewa expulsion, na nimejaribu kwa appeal bado imekataliwa. Tumeambiwa to vacate from the school, like we should not be seen in any premises. Sasa nikamwonyesha hiyo expulsion letter, akaniadvise, kwa sababu alikuwa rafiki yangu wa CU, akaniadvise niende nione lecturer mwingine hapo kama naweza nisaidia, aenda aongea huko nitolewe expulsion. But it was unfortunate kwa sababu lecturers are not concerned with those things. So ikabaki hivyo. So decided to break up my relationship with that girl when tulikuwa na suspension. I began working on my own. So I went and kwa sababu it was so stressful, by the way. Once I got that, kwa sababu nimekataliwa for the first appeal, sasa tena napewa another two weeks like to appeal again. So I had to sit down, nikaacha ku attend classes kwa sababu sasa hata na attend class na nimetolewa shule. So nikaenda nika rewrite the other appeal and I presented. Nikapelekea the school of dean ya mwenye aliniadvise, kwa sababu kuna rafiki yangu mwenye aliniambia kama imekataliwa andika alafu pelekee dean. So I took the letter to the dean of school, the dean of students. So he wrote a letter and attached to it, and then I presented it because the period for presentation had come. So nikapeleka, venye nilisoma nikaambiwa hiyo tu sasa ilikataliwa tena mara ya pili. Nikaambiwa kwa sababu I have no evidence ya kujitetea, and they judge me at I'm so bold, like I'm so daring to Amia first year venye tu uliniuliza unakaa aje kufanya impersonate aje mtu how do you impersonate for someone, like hata wewe unaweza jifanya wewe ni vice chancellor ukae kwa kiti ya wenyewe. So they were against me, but then mimi akisikuwa najua mimi nilifanya out of sympathy, but they couldn't understand that, so walikataa. Nikarudia pili ndo but nilishikwa na depression gani, nilikuwa natafuta kila mtu namwambia sasa, kwa sababu nilikuwa nanyamazia ya idea peke yangu. Yeah, so I was to share, nikashare with the CU patron Dr. Ndiso that time. Akani advise I should go and see Madam Winnie Chege. I think you know her.
Yeah, I do.
So I went there. Akani advise pia yeye because she's the peer counselor. Akani advise, and then she wrote a letter to me. Akanituma bado kwa dean tena kani write another letter akatouch, and then the dean told me to appeal again. Na that time hata sikuwa nimepewa time ya kuapili kwa sababu it's over and I'm on remaining with the expulsion, so I could just leave the school. Sasa kaniambia just take it to the vice chancellor himself, don't take it to his deputy. So those days kujua kama VC yako shule kama mimi sijui, so nilikuwa nabatisha kila siku niende kwa mlango ya VC uone kama hako. Yeah, so I was like a day nikaenda nikapata hapo, ni accepted, nikaingia nikampea. Akaniambia ata respond baadaye na niende kwa academic registrar, response yangu nisiende kwa ofisi yake. So I went after another 2 weeks, that is January. Already the semester is over, people are done exams. Mimi tu niko depressed guys, sijui sasa what will happen next. So nikapata call, alikuwa Malau, akaniita nikaenda kwa ofisi yake. Akaniambia my expulsion had been reduced to suspension for 2 years, so I should leave. I go home and I'll come back later after 2 years. And then I saw that was better because the way expulsion nitaenda, nilikuwa naambiwa ukiwa expelled you become self-sponsored student, so the government wants to sponsor you even if you change the campus. Na mimi penye nilikuwa nimetoka guy, sitaki kusema mzazi angelipa hiyo school fees ya SSP so niliona hivyo na nikatoka. After nikakaa 2 weeks, that is February, ikafika. Yeah, nikaona acha tu nitoke Kilifi and to share that idea, na nikaogopa hadi kusema nyumbani kwa sababu before nitoke home ni join campus kwetu, honestly hakuna mtu alikuwa ameenda campus, so I could imagine the joy that the parents had kusikia mtoto ameenda campus, alafu kidogo hata jamaliza miaka 2 anarudi reason amefukuzwa kwa shule asomi tena. So I found it so hard to share with my parents. Nikanyamazia hiyo story, so ilikuwa inani depress peke yangu tu. So nilitoka Kilifi, I went to Mombasa to work in a certain, siwezi taja nilifanya kazi wapi, but I just work. And then nilikuwa so depressed, like hata nilikuwa nalia daily, like nauliza God, mbona ile happen kwangu? Maybe you could just allow this thing to happen the years before hata nikoja campus, labda ingeni happen hata uko primary, nifukuze hivi primary kuliko campus, but maybe kulikuwa na sababu. So nikakaa Mombasa for 1 month na nikadecide nikaenda Nairobi kwa sababu maisha ilikuwa na it was not that fair. So home ningeulizwa how is school, ningedanganya tu iko poa, we are on session, hadi ningewadanganya tu maliza exam, but then I was not in school kwa sababu that fear to explain, alafu watasikia aje, nilikuwa na fear wazazi wangu watanichukulia aje, so I just decided to go. Nikakaa Nairobi. That was after a period of 1 year now. That was December of that year 2018. I decided to tell my sister hata aseme tu nyumbani. Nikamtumia voice note. Nikamwambia I was expelled in school, alafu but your expulsion ilikuwa reduced, nikakuwa meted to suspension, and I've been out of school for now 1 year. So expect me kurudi shule because it was 2018 approaching 2019. Nikamwambia I'll be back to school in 2020. Yeah. So the sister was like, hey, na mbona hukusema? So akaambia na nyumbani, and I was called by my dad, akaniambia penye huko kesho nakutumia fare urudi sasa. Sasa nikatumiwa fare. Kesho yake nikapanda gari nikaenda home. So nilifika home nika explain everything. Their take was heavy, especially mama akasema, "Hey, I will not ever trust you." Yeah, so kuwin the trust ikaisha. I was not that honest, but sasa nikasema it was not out of my, mimi sikujua it result to this. Mimi nilikuwa tu nasaidia kwa sababu ni rafiki yangu, jua hata sikuwa na intentions zingine. But they had to accept. Nikakaa home that year, ndo ilikuwa nirudi 2020, but corona came, ika forward, nikaendelea tu kukaa. Sasa tukarudi hiyo 2021. Yeah, so after that kukaa nyumbani 3 good years bila kurudi shule. Actually nilipanga discard, nasema sijui niache tu kurudi kwa sababu watu wenye nilikuwa nao actually walikuwa wamesonga sana. So when I came back walikuwa 4.1 and I was in 4. I came to resume from 2.1.
Okay, so Julie, let's take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. We still have our guest Julie, and Julie has been telling us that she has stayed with the secret for a year, not telling her parents or any other relative. Now, Julie, after your father sends you the fare for you to go back home, what happened afterwards?
Okay, I just went home. I think I had narrated that they accepted what had happened. Yeah. And they somehow took it with levity with the time. Yeah, but I had to tell you something about before I left Kilifi to Mombasa. I lied on them that shule inataka pesa ya kuregister for examination kwa sababu sikuwa na fare ya kutoka, sikuwa ndio nikaitisha 1500 na ilikuwa ni uongo, nilikuwa tunataka fare. So nikaenda. So from there wakaniuliza nyumbani, wewe venye ulikuwa unaitisha pesa ya mtihani hata uko unafanya? Ikabidi niwaambie kweli, haikuwa ya exam, ilikuwa ya kutoka Kilifi kwa sababu nilimwambiwa nitoke shule. Yeah.
Okay, so after the corona thing imekuja, you've stayed at home for 3 years without getting back to your education. How was the take? As in, you said ulikuwa almost giving up with your education and you felt like maisha imefika mwisho. How did you manage to come back to school?
Okay, kwa sababu I remember the first passion I had. Nikasema licha ya the consequences that I had gone through, acha tu nirudi nisome kwa sababu I didn't find anything valid to do at home even for the 3 years. I just saw it, I better go back to school. I first get that degree, maybe one time nikakumbuka venye huyo Juliah aliniambia acha tu nirudi nimalizie. So I had just to come back, yeah, and proceed with my studies.
Okay, after coming back to school, how was it? As in, uliona watu nilikuwa nao, they have really moved and you feel like you have to go back at a lower level for you to continue with your studies. How was the take?
Yeah, it hurts by the way. Hakuna kitu inauma kama uone cosmate wako mlijoin na yeye amevaa gown na graduate. Yeah. How I pray mtu mwingine asiye undergo. That thing pains. So far marafiki zangu wali graduate, but I was happy for them. Yeah. And everyone wished me good kwa sababu pia mimi my time will come. Yeah.
Julie, you are back to campus and you are here to start learning with people who came behind you and you are to cope and start working with them. How was that feeling?
Okay, I took it the way it was because I told myself maybe everything happens for a reason. Yeah. That's how I just took it, really accept. So the first thing I did is to accept myself, and I also taught myself to change because I had already done mistakes. Yeah, that is it.
And there are like people who are looking at you, like umesema in your home you are like the first person to make it to campus.
Yeah.
And there must have been people who are looking after you, like they're like you are their light, they are following you. Do you think that you are disappointed them?
Yeah, I did most, especially the entire clan, leave alone the family. You could hear, hey, we hata so alitoka shule. So I found that so much hurting anyway. But nikambia God, if you had the reason maybe for this to happen, hata kwa sababu ilifanyika, kwa sababu ilishanitendekea, give me the courage to move on, at least tu nimalize. Yeah, because kuna wenye wataongea negatively about you, they judge you from different angles, but then there is nothing you can do about it. And nikambia God, what you can do, maybe help me to finish the race so that they can see your hand at the end.
Especially that you were in the Christian Union during your time.
Yeah.
What was your relationship with God at this particular level?
By the way, acha niwaambie, hakunanga kitu inakudraw closer to God kama shida. Yeah, I remember maybe I was serving God because kuna watu wanaenda service that time. Yeah, ningeamka ningeende siyu kwa sababu kuna kwenda siyu. But the moment that challenge hit me, nikaanza kutafuta God in a different way. Yeah, ilibidi I draw closer to him. Sikuwa najua kufast. I fasted. Yeah, just kwanza hiyo time nilikuwa nimepewa X. Nilifast then nikaomba. At least hata nikapewa hiyo suspension. Yeah, I can say that the challenges drew me closer to God than before.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we get ourselves in situations that we didn't expect, but God does not leave us behind just because we got ourselves into those situations. God is always there for us. He will always come through at any situation that you are in. Juliah said that our challenges drew her closer to God. She could now pray, she could now fast, she now understood the true doctrine of the gospel of God. Today we are challenging you that whatever you are going through, whether you got yourself into it or it was just a coincidence, you still have God with you. Even if everybody else betrays you, everybody else leaves you, everybody else feels that you are now down, but there is somebody in heaven for you. There is God for you. And today we are encouraging you, keep on pushing, keep on praying, keep on being closer to God, and everything will be okay. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. I've been your host, Elisha.
I've been your host, Rachel Sam.